All right, so I'm going to talk about how you can get clients and 10 simple steps to market any business in 2024 and ongoing as well. This is going to be working for the next 5 or 10 years easily. I'm going to be talking about the best ways to market right now in order to specifically get clients. And this works for basically any type of business where you're getting clients. So consulting, coaching, online service providing, if you have an agency, if you sell high ticket, courses, basically anything where you're getting clients, this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so step one, you need to know your niche. This is incredibly important, and I'm just going to give examples of why this is. So many people out there come to me and they're just like, oh, Shane, I want to, I want to teach people how to do keto, right? Or I want to teach people how to do a vegetarian diet or something like that, right? And what you don't understand is that's not a niche, right? That's not a niche. Teaching people how to diet is not a niche. You need to get more specific than that. And another example would be, oh, I teach people how to get jobs. Well, that's really not a niche either. You need to be more specific than that. Teaching people about jobs or whatever isn't really a niche. You need to, when you have an offer, when you're getting clients, you need to have a very specific problem that you're solving for them. And you're solving this very specific problem with a specific solution. And you're not trying to solve all of their problems. You're trying to solve one painful problem. That's what people need to understand about niches. So just as an example here, this is one of my clients, Josh, and he basically helps people get IT and cybersecurity jobs. So he basically helps complete beginners get IT jobs, and then he helps people who are in the tech field, but they want like a higher level job, get cybersecurity jobs. And so that's what he teaches people. That's how he makes all of his money. He makes about, over $180,000 a month. He's absolutely crushing it. And I helped him go from basically zero to or close to zero to 180K per month. So this is a great example of someone, he's got a channel with about 156K subs and he's making like 185K per month. That is the power of YouTube. And this is a great example of helping someone do something very specific, right? So you're not just helping them, with jobs in general or, with their career path or anything like that. You are helping them get a very specific job. Complete beginners, he's helping them get IT help desk jobs, and not just IT jobs in general, specifically IT help desk. That's a very specific type of job that's relatively easy to get into as a beginner. And then for people who are in the technology industry as a whole and they want to transition into cybersecurity, he's helping them get cybersecurity jobs. Okay, so again, he helps people get very specific types of cybersecurity jobs. And so this is a great example of a niche and how you can help people and how you can provide an insane amount of value to society. I mean, think about it. A lot of these people probably would have gone to college, spent $100,000 in order to get the same exact job, and he helps them get it without going to college, which is just nuts, right? So he saves them like 4 years of time, saves them $100,000 in debt, plus all the opportunity cost and the money that they make when they would have been going to college, right? So that's a great example of how to do that. Second, you need to have an offer. So here's another one of my clients, my consulting offer. Davis owns this. And basically, what they do is they help people get consulting offers, specifically management consulting. They help them get jobs at the big management consulting firms. This is a very prestigious job. You do typically have to have a college degree to get into this type of career, but it doesn't really matter which college degree you have. And it's incredible. And, it's one of those things where the value is very clear. He's not helping them figure out their life purpose. He's not helping them, figure out which career they want to get. People have already decided that they want to become management consultants, and he's helping them get into that career. And there's very specific steps that he has to take to help them with that, because there are certain, career tests that they have to take in order to get into management consulting. There's like different quizzes and tests and games that they have to solve, and he covers exactly how to solve those. They also have to go through a set of rigorous interviews, and he tells them exactly how they can go through those interviews and do extremely well. So again, he has a very clear offer. He's targeting a very specific person who has a very specific problem, and he has a very specific solution to that problem. right? So that is what I mean when I'm saying you need to get really clear on what your offer is. Number 3, you should solve real problems for real people who have real money. Now, this is one where technically you can solve real problems for real people that don't have that much money, and you can make money from that. It's just a huge pain in the butt. Anybody who sells to B2C, people who don't have very much money, they'll tell you, just go ahead and ask them. I'm sure some of you watching right now have experienced this. It is a massive headache because you have to sell low ticket products. Those are the types of clients that expect the most from you. Those are the types of clients that refund because they need the money. And so they're in a desperate situation. So they're going to refund, they're going to charge back, etc. It is a huge headache. Working with high ticket clients where they aren't concerned with money is the way to go, right? And this is why I recommend you solve real problems for real people that have real money. So you can solve real problems for real people that don't have money, but it's just, it's not as lucrative. And on top of it, it's just a huge headache and it's just a big pain. And you're probably going to hate your clients and not want to work with them. Okay. I know this. A lot of other people that have done it know this. It just, the difference between working with high ticket clients who basically are money rich, but time poor. So they'll pay you money in order to save them time and also for convenience and for your knowledge, right? Those are the types of clients you want to work with. People who it's just easy for them to spend money. Money's not a big deal to them, but they want to pay you to save them time, right? That's who you want to work with. You don't want to work with clients who barely have any money. And so they're basically money poor and maybe time rich, but probably money poor and time poor. So they don't have enough time to take action either. And so they're probably not going to get results because they're not going to put the effort in. And plus they probably have mindset issues and psychology issues and all that kind of thing. God bless the people who work with newbies, especially in the make money online space. It's a rough one. It's really rough working with complete newbies. And if you've done it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whereas working with like other business owners or like high level professionals, you know, the ones that I've kind of shown you, is much, much easier, right? So that's another thing you want to do. You want to basically stop, preferably you should be solving real problems for real people that have real money. You know, that's what almost everybody, these are some of my testimonials. That's what almost everybody on this list does. Okay, just as an example, Thomas, he makes about $850,000 a month off of YouTube and then retargeting ads from YouTube, etc. And he basically teaches men who are over 40 who have either good jobs or they're managers or they're CEOs. So we're talking doctors, lawyers, CEOs, executives, managers, people who make really good money, people who are busy, right? Busy, wealthy men over the age of 40, he teaches them how to get into shape. Right? He's not teaching everybody how to get into shape, right? He's not teaching men and women that are busy and wealthy how to get into shape. He's teaching busy men over the age of 40 who are also wealthy how to get into shape, right? And that is what I'm talking about when it comes to solving real problems for real people that have real money. Just trust me on this one. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So, number 4, start making content to solve people's problems. So, you can look at my channel for this. You can look at many other people's channels. This is an example of a channel. He makes tons of content. His videos are very simple, by the way. And especially if you're solving real problems for real people that have real money, AKA you're solving problems for a sophisticated audience, it actually, surprisingly, the sort of production quality of your content doesn't need to be that high. Right? So unsophisticated audiences care about the editing and they care about memes popping up and sound effects and, you know, like weird like laugh tracks and all this goofy stuff, right? Whereas sophisticated audiences, they don't care about any of that stuff and they simply just want to be educated. They're there for the value. And so this is an example, a guy, Serge Guattari, he makes these very basic like Loom videos essentially, and he's absolutely crushing it. He's doing about $600,000 a month. Another example would be Charlie Morgan. He does the same thing. You know, he makes these, in many cases, very basic Loom videos. This is literally a Loom video. You can see the Loom sign right there. And he does 1.3 million a month. So again, very simple video. He's talking to a sophisticated audience, and that is why he's doing such good money. And it's probably very sustainable, and he probably enjoys his life, which is probably even more important And that's what you want to do. You want to start making content. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, I'm not an expert, I can't make content. First of all, you probably are an expert on something. 95% of the people I talk to, because I help people choose their niches and dial in their niches, 95% of the people I talk to, they are an expert on something, even though they think they aren't. And then the 5% that aren't an expert, what you want to do is just simply share your journey of becoming an expert. Okay, so that is very easy to do. You can look at Iman Gadzhi's old videos. That's exactly what he did. You can look at a ton of people online right now that are just kind of sharing their journey of growing their marketing business or their coaching business or their whatever business online, and they're just sharing their journey and they're sharing what they learned along the way. They're sharing their wins, they're sharing their losses, they're vulnerable, they're authentic, they're raw. This is the kind of content that people absolutely love because it's much more relatable. There's millions of people out there grinding away in their businesses that haven't found success, and it's relatable when you see another person who's also grinding away in his or her business that hasn't found success yet, but they're right on the precipice. They're about to do it, right? So, number 5, this one's going to be a little controversial. Get on the phone with anyone and everyone at first. Now, there's a saying in business. It's called first get flow, then add friction. Okay, and what this basically means is whenever you're selling to clients, what you want to do at first is you simply just want to get people going through your funnel. And what gets the most people going through a funnel? Literally just posting a Calendly link, right? That is what I did when I started this business, right? Where I teach, coaches, consultants, agency owners, online service providers, how to grow and make money from YouTube and get more clients. Most importantly, apply to work with me down in the link's going to be down in the description and pinned comment below. And what I did when I first started this business is I literally just posted a Calendly link. And guess what? I booked 300 calls in the first month. Now, did I take all 300? No, I didn't take all 300. But I did book about almost 300 calls in the first month. But yeah, I got flow. I got lots of people flowing through. And then I started adding friction. And during that first month, my close rate wasn't very good. It was like, 10, 15%, something like that. But I learned so much about what my audience wants, right? What their problems are, what type of audience I was attracting, and what type of audience I didn't want to attract, right? What are the types of people I don't want to spend time coaching or spend time getting on calls with, right? And that's exactly what I did. So I took a ton of calls that first month, and it was, really good sales experience as well. But so just get flow. Get people coming through your funnel, figure out what they actually want, figure out what their problems are. You're going to notice the same problems over and over again. People are going to say the same things over and over again. And then guess what? You're going to write the best freaking VSL in the world or sales page. You're going to write the best sales page in VSL in the world because you know exactly what your clients want and exactly the problems that they have. And so just do this step. When you're first starting, guys, literally just post a Calendly link. That's all you got to do. And then, get them on the phone and then just ask them what their problems are and ask them, why'd they get on the call with you and how you can help them. Right. And, that is what you do when you first start. So many people put the cart before the horse. They're like, oh, I have to make this amazing sales page. I have to make this amazing VSL video sales letter. No, you don't. Do that after you've gathered all the information and then start qualifying really hard, right? Start qualifying the people so that you don't have to spend the time getting on calls with people who are unqualified and people who aren't a good fit for, your services, right? And that's exactly what you want to do. So once you, actually have that information, you have that data, next thing you're going to do is you are going to make a legit VSL. So this is a really good VSL that I made. It's converting like crazy. You can watch it if you want. It's on my main channel, and you can definitely check this out. And what I do here is I use JotForm. I'm not going to go through it because I went through it in a different video. But what I do is I use JotForm, and when people fill this out, there's certain questions that will automatically disqualify them. And if they're disqualified, I just send them to a free training. And then they don't get to book a call with me, right? But if they're qualified, they get to book a call, right? And there's certain questions that I ask, so all of it happens automatically. It's basically AI, right? It's like AI determines whether they're a good prospect or not. based on, the past data. So really good stuff. Love Jotform. Absolutely love it. It's been a total game changer for me. So, you make your good VSL after you've done all the market research. That's very important. Now, number 7, start giving away free stuff that solves their problems. So this is also known as a lead magnet. So what you do here is you give away free stuff in exchange for their email, sometimes their phone number as well. I don't do the phone number personally, but exchange for their email. And the reason why you want to give away this free stuff is because once you get somebody on your email list, basically every single email subscriber is worth $1 per month that you have them. At least. At the bare minimum, they're worth $1 per month for the entire time that they're on your email list. Okay? So, and that's bare minimum. Honestly, some email lists, they're worth a heck of a lot more than that. Some of them might be worth $10 or $30 per month, right? So that means every single person you get on your email list, you're making at least $12 a year from. And, on average. And, it's usually a lot more than that if you choose a good niche where you're solving real problems for real people that have real money. But like for me, it's way, way, way higher than $1 per person per month. But yeah, you want to start collecting emails. Email marketing, guys, I know it's boring. I know it's, you think that only boomers read emails, but it's still one of the most, if not the most effective forms of marketing and getting people to actually buy your stuff, because you send them emails, you warm them up, you give them more value, you teach them more about yourself, and you end up getting them on calls and getting them to, sign up to your product. So that's what you want to do next. You want to start getting your email list filled up. Email list is an incredible way to basically store value, because an email list, you can basically print money. Once you've got a big email list, let's say you've got 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 email list subscribers, you can just send out an email and basically print money. You want to go on a vacation? Great. Send out a quick email. You'll make $5,000 or $10,000 easily. And then that pays for your entire vacation, right? So email list it's basically like printing money. It's incredible. So that's what you want to do. Number 8, you want to start qualifying people before you get on the phone with them when you start getting too many calls. Okay. So this is another thing that I do. I kind of went over this already, but Jotform, we're very, very specific about how we do these. There's certain questions we ask that we know if a person fills out a certain thing. So for instance, just as an example, I'm not going to give it all away, but just as an example, if someone says they're not ready to start YouTube for the next few months, I'm not going to work with them, right? Because I want people who are ready to start YouTube now, right? They're ready to start YouTube right now. Those are the types of people I want to work with. And so, having them fill out the Jotform, super, super useful. Absolutely love Jotform. It's a game changer for my business. And I get way less calls now. I'm not getting 300 calls a month anymore like I was at first. I'm getting way less calls, and I'm much happier because the calls that I'm getting are actually really qualified. So next thing you want to do, and this is optional, but you can start doing weekly webinars / workshops. And this is something that I learned when I went to a mastermind. Again, I thought webinars were kind of just played out. It's that's something you used to do way back in the day to make money, but it doesn't work anymore. No, webinars are still absolutely crushing it, because I went to this mastermind and there were a bunch of people doing $1 million a month. One guy was doing $3 million a month with info product business. And he told me the biggest thing that he does is the webinars. The webinars are his biggest moneymaker, and he does weekly webinars. Okay, so this is basically what you do is you just get on a weekly webinar. You teach people, 3 simple steps. That's what I do. The most important stuff though, right? Teach them the most important stuff. Use the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. Teach them the most important stuff, but keep it simple. Don't get too technical. Don't get into the details. Keep it high level. Keep it strategic. But do teach them the stuff that, give them a ton of value in the webinar, right? And that's exactly what I do. And it's honestly probably doubled our sales, right? So I was able to get this new business to 100K per month within 3 months. And yeah, doing webinars is probably 50% of it, right? So it's big money. It's amazing. And then with that being said, it is optional. Another thing you can do, this is something that one of my clients, Felix, does. He teaches people how to do options trading. He makes about $1 million a month. He's absolutely crushing it with a 135K sub channel, which is just crazy. What he does is not only does he do the weekly webinars, but he actually has a team of outbound salesmen who call every single person who signs up to the webinar that didn't sign up for a call. I think if they stayed past a certain amount of time. So if they stayed for the full webinar, but they didn't sign up for a call, they actually call every single person after the webinar. And that pretty much doubles the amount of money that he makes from his webinars. So that is a little more complicated. Again, that's optional. It's definitely more complicated. It's more advanced. You have to manage a team of salespeople, which sucks. Probably want to get someone else to do that for you. But with that being said, it is a very, very effective strategy. The next one, number 10, reiterate and test, right? Reiterate and test to see what content works best, to see what, types of marketing works best, because every single niche is different. There's some niches where webinars absolutely crush it. There's some niches where webinars are mediocre, and there's some niches where webinars aren't that great. So test and see what works. Test out different things, test out different styles of emails, test out different styles of content, formats of content, right? Do listicles, do how-tos, do interviews, test out different styles, raw, maybe a little bit more edited, taking people through, behind the scenes type stuff, telling them stories, test out different types of content, and then reiterate and figure out what works best. Also test out your lead magnets, see what types of lead magnets work best when it comes to getting people to sign up to your email list as well. And just track everything. Make sure you track everything. So what we do is we use UTM parameters. We use short.io to track stuff. Okay, so short.io, we use this to track stuff, and we use this in combination with Airtables. Okay, so Airtable, really, really cool software. We use short.io in combination with Airtable in order to track everything. So we have really, really clean data on every single thing. So we know which videos are getting the most leads and clients and conversions and sales calls, and which videos are getting the most people signing up to the email list, which videos are getting the most people signing up to the live training. We test out the calls to action as well, like where do you put the call to action? Do you put it at the end? Do you put it at the beginning? Et cetera, et cetera. So we're testing everything constantly, and we're keeping track of it to make sure we know exactly what the needle movers are. Then we look at it every week or maybe a little bit more in depth every month. And then we see, okay, what's working, what's not working. We stop doing what's not working and we do more of what is working, right? So testing and reiteration, basically be a tinkerer. That's what Naval Ravikant calls it. He says that all great entrepreneurs are tinkerers. They test things here, they experiment a little bit, and then they adjust as they go along, and then they solve the problems as they pop up. And each time it just gets better and better and better and better. And that's the fun of entrepreneurship, is just solving problems and making your business better and better, right? So those are 10 steps, guys. These are 10 steps to market any business, 10 steps to get more clients. This is how it's done. This is what's actually working in the modern world, like right now. I paid $50,000 to go to masterminds. I paid another mastermind $40,000 to go and figure out what all the top guys are doing. And this is it, guys. So you just saved $50,000. Congratulations. You basically know what all the top guys are doing right now. So congratulations. You just saved yourself a ton of money. By the way, if you want to make money on YouTube, right? If you want to get clients from YouTube, which is another thing all the top guys are doing, is they're getting clients by making content. Whether or not they're running paid ads or doing cold outbound, they're making content because content actually helps with both of those things. Think about it. If someone cold messages you, cold emails you, you're going to look them up online. And if they have a bunch of content, they have a big following, you're going to be much more likely to work with them. Same thing with paid ads. If someone sees your paid ads, they're going to look you up online. If you have a bunch of content, a bunch of people following you, they're going to be much more likely to work with you. So making content basically helps with every other form of getting clients. And that's why everybody's doing it, right? All the top guys, everybody online who's talking about how they, make money doing this or make money doing that. The way they're actually making money is by making content, guys. And that's just the truth. So this is stuff that, cost me a ton of money to learn. Now you know it. Hopefully you're smart enough to just learn it from me and you don't have to spend $50,000 to do it. But hope this was valuable. And if you want to book a call with me, links down in the description and the pinned comment below.